chapter 4. Good, chapter 4. Ready? Let's do 20 minutes of chapter 4 in the book of Bamidbar. Very good. If you can make it a little bit bigger, let's see. Chapter 4. We already, that's right after this a little bit. There it is. Vayadaber Hashem el Moshe ve'el Aaron lemor. Right there on the 4th chapter. Let me see it. There we go. Good. Yes. Okay, good. Vayadaber Hashem el Moshe ve'el Aaron lemor. God spoke to Moshe and Aaron, and lemor, to say. In other words, to say this over to the Jewish people. Nasoi es roish b'nei Kahat. Take the number of the people of Kahat, the tribe of Kahat. Right, there were 3 families in the Kohanim, in the Levites. I'm sorry, in the Levites there was Kahat, there was Gershom, and there was Merari. And each one of the Gershon, Gershon and Merari. Kahat, he camped right where the western wall is. I guess when we come now in Jerusalem, we're around the place where Kahat was camped. That's where it is, the western side. And on the eastern side, that's where Moshe and Aaron, that's where they were camped. On the eastern side. So it said, take the family of Kahat, and they had, in a way, the hardest job of all. They had to carry the ark and all of the vessels that were in the tabernacle, all the ark and all the vessels. So this is a pretty dangerous job, because you'll see in the end of this week's portion that if they didn't do right, that they would die. So that was B'nai Kahat. I'm sorry. 1 second. That was B'nai. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Kahat, they were on the left side as you came in. When you go to the western wall, that's where B'nai Gershom was. That's why Gershom was. Gershom, they carried the curtains, all the curtains that were there around the whole courtyard and etc. That's what they carried. And Kahat, and they were the ones that carried, when they were moving, they carried all the vessels and the tools and the menorah and the ark also. So here we go. Ready? Taber. Nasoi et Rosh B'nai Kahat. Count the people of Kahat among the Jewish people, the Mishpachotam, the Beit Avotam. So Kahat, they were, as you went into the Holy Temple, they were on your left side, on what's called the south. So Rashi says, Mana mehem et haroim, you should count, choose from them those who were fit to serve of carrying. B'nei shloshim, these are the people that are from 30 years old until 50. V'pachot mishloshim, those people who were less than 30 years old, lo nitmalei kocham, they didn't have full power. So 30 years old, that's when a person is in his full power for carrying. Mikan, from here it says, ben shloshim lekoach, that's what it says in Pirkei Avot. Shloshim, 30 years old, a person is in his power. Hayoter al ben chameshin, a person who is more than 50 years old, machish me'ata, from 50 years old, generally speaking, his bodily strength gets less and less. All right, let's go to the next sentence. Mi ben shloshim v'shana v'mala, from 30 years up, ad chamishim shana, until 50 years, call a bala tzava, anyone that can come to fight in the army. Lasot malacha b'oel moed. Usually those who come to the army are from 20 years up. But here, for this job of carrying, was from 30. Zot avodat b'nei kahat. This now is going to be the work of kahat. Ba'oel moed, in the tabernacle. Their main thing was the Kodesh Kodashim, was in the Holy of Holies. What does it mean? Dalid. Let's look and see Dalid. Sentence Dalid. Let's Rashi. What does it mean, Kodesh Kodashim? The fact is they carried other things, not only things in the Kodesh Kodashim, but their service was the holiest of all. Hamakudash mikulam. Ha'aron and the Shulchan and the Menorah and the Mizbachot and the Prochet Kli Asharet. In other words, they took things, they carried the things that were in the Kodesh, in the holy. For instance, the ark, the table where the bread was that was on the right side, the menorah, the candelabra, and both of the altars, the golden altar that was in the holy, and the big, bronze or copper altar that was outside in the yard, and also the prochet, the covering. Usually, Gershom, they took all the curtains, but this one curtain, the curtain that was between the holy and the holy of holies, they took this, and the kliya and the shoret and all the vessels that they used. That's what he carried. Okay, now how are they going to carry these things? Some of them are a little bit problematic, especially the ark. So here we go. Hey, sentence hey. Ubo Aaron ubanav, came Aaron and his sons, bin soa machane, when the camp started to move. V'horido et prochet masach, they would remove the curtain that was between the holy and the holy of holies. V'chisu bo et Aaron oidut, and they would cover over the ark. They would cover over the ark. Let's look at Rashi. Ubo Aaron ubanav, sentence number hey. Yachnisu kol kli v'kli, they would put every single vessel lenartiko, into its pouch, hamafurish lo, which was going to be explained in this parsha. Therefore, the Levites would not have to touch them. Aaron and his sons, they would go in and cover everything up, wrap everything up, and then Levi would only have to just carry them. When would they do this work? Bin soa hamachaneh, when the camp started to move. How did the Jews know where to move? Kisha'an and mistalek, when the clouds of glory that were around them went up, and also there was a cloud that was in front of them, that was part of it, they would know that it's time to travel. Okay, what would they do? Let's go a little further. Vav. V'nasnu alav, they would put on this parochet, they would put on it kisui or tachash. They would put on it a covering, the skin of the tachash. The tachash was, there's different opinions what it was. Some people say it was a unicorn. Some people say it was like some sort of an animal. It doesn't exist now. And they would spread beged techilet milamaila. They would put a garment that was made of techilet, of what is it, dyed blue, v'samu badav, and they would put the staves into there also, the things that they would carry the ark with and carry the tables with, and etc. V'al shulchan apanim, now on the inner table, yifrasu, they would spread beged techelet, another garment that was colored blue, techelet. V'natnu alav et ke'arot, they would put on it all of the plates, at the kapot, the spoons, the menakiot. These are all things that were used for the sacrifice of the, here it says, what are these menakiot and things? It says Rashi Zayin, Kavar Pirashnu b'melechas HaMishkan. We already explained this earlier in Parshas Tetzaveh, Truma and Tetzaveh. Parshas Truma and Tetzaveh says, and then they would also put, here we go, continue on, Va'al shulchan apanim yifrasu, on the inner table, and on the lechem apanim, they would put a beged techeles, they would put on it all of the instruments that they would use, the ka'arot, the plates, the spoons, hamanakiot, the rakes, at the kasos hanasach. What is the kasos hanasach? This is the kisu, this is the covering. Like masach, this covered over everything. V'lechem atamid alav yiyeh. And this is the table that always had the constant bread on it. It seems also that when they would travel, the bread in the Holy of Holies was only eaten on Shabbos. So if they had to move in the middle of the week, the bread would still be there. It was there the whole week. So they would put the bread on top of everything. Chet. Opersu alav beged tolat shani. They would spread on top of it a garment which was colored red. V'chiso asoba michse or tachash. They would cover also with another covering of this tachash with samu badav, and they would put moats. What was it? Not bars, posts, so they could carry it. Then they would take a blue-colored vessel. They would cover over the menorah tamor. They would cover over the candelabra, its lights, malkochea, the different vessels that they used to clean it out. Machtotea, vet kol kli shamna, the vessels that they used to pour the oil that they would use with it for them. Here the Rashi explains what exactly are these vessels that are used in the menorah. Malkochea, it's like a pliers that they draw out the wick on any side that they want to. Machtotea, it's something like a small spoon, he says. V'shuleh pshutim, as a straight, below sagalgalim, it wasn't round. Ve'en lehem mechitza lefanim ela mitzideha. The front was straight. Ve'chotebo et deshen anerot, and with this they would scrape the ashes that were left in the menorah that they had. Ki shemitevim, when you were preparing the candles. Neroteha, he explains, this is some word in French, lo tish, whatever. Okay. Shenotni bahem Hashem, these were the cups that they would put in it the oil and the wicks. They would cover it over with mechse or tachash. He says like a martzuf. It would be like a martzuf. It says, he explains over here, like a big sack. They would put in this big sack the menorah. They would carry the menorah. The candelabra. Okay. Yud and Yud Aleph. V'natnu ota vet kol kelav el michse or tachash. They would put this all into a like this big sort of bag or tachash that was made of this skin of this tachash thing, whatever it is, a unicorn or something. V'natnu alamot. They would put this also on a carrying pole. V'al mizbach hazahav. Then they took the golden altar. The golden altar was what they would burn incense on. That was in the what's called the holy. The place, the ark was in the Holy of Holies, and this was in the holy. The yifrusu beget techelet, they would cover it over with a blue garment. The chisu also with michse or tachash, they would cover it also with the skin of this tachash, and they would also put posts in that to carry it. Okay, Yud base. V'lakhu et kol kli asharit asher yishatu b'hem b'kodesh. They would put in all of these vessels that they used, the spoons and the rakes and everything. The natnu et beget techelet, they would put it on a blue garment. V'chisu oto b'michse or tachash, v'natnu alamot. They would put this also on the carrying thing that they would carry. Let's look at Yud Beit. Betocha mishkan shu kodesh. They would do all this work in the holy. Ve'en kli hakatoros mishartim b'hem b'mizbeach. All of the things that they used for the incense altar to clean it and to use it, and they would put it on a pole that they could carry it. V'dishnu et hamizbeach. Then they would remove the ashes from the outer altar. Let's look and see Yud Gimel. Dishnu et hamizbeach. They would clean off the ashes of the sacrifices and of the wood, mainly of the wood, from the. This is Mizbeach and Nechushet, namely of the, what's it called, the bronze altar. What is Nechushet? Copper, isn't it? Copper is Nechushet. Copper is bronze, or is it called Nachash and Nechushet? Is bronze? I don't know.
Bronze is a mixture of copper and I think tin. something like that.
So then maybe
Copper's, but I always thought that the outside Mizbech was always covered with copper. Certainly the net copper, not bronze.
Even though it says that when it always talks about the Nachash and Nachoshet that Moshe made, I once, to tell you the truth, I looked at this and I forgot. Let's just look up in the Hebrew dictionary how do they translate? You have an English translation over there? What does it say Nachoshet is? Here, Nachoshet? Here, let's look at this. Here we go. Nachoshet, there we go. Ready? Let's look this up. We have this Hebrew dictionary here. Nachoshet. Is it bronze? I suppose that really that Nachoshet is copper, right? Because like you say, bronze is a mixture. Let's look and see. Maybe it's just mistranslated when they talk about the serpent that Moshe made that he put on the. It's called Nachash HaNachoshet, and they usually translate it the bronze serpent. Nachoshet. Here we go. Nachoshet. Nachoshet. He says copper or brass. That's how they translate it. Copper or brass. Nachoshet is either one of them. But here it says Nachash is coppery, brass. So anyway, brass or copper. I guess, okay, it refers to both. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Let's go to Tes Vav. The Chila Aaron Banav L'chasot et HaKodesh. They would finish wrapping up and preparing all these things that were in the outer part of the holy. And there was how did it go? You went in from the east, and there would be the altar where they would offer up the sacrifices. That was the copper altar, okay, Nechoshet. And then there was the tent of the meeting. On the inner part of that tent, it was divided into two. There was a curtain between the two, and the inner part was the ark with the tablets, and on the outer part was all these things that Aaron and his sons just covered over. Named the menorah and the bread, the face bread table, and it was like 6 layers to it, and on each layer was 2. And then there was the golden altar, and they covered all these things up, and they put all the instruments in. Okay, they finished all this in the Kodesh, and all the Kliya Kodesh, and all the vessels in the Kodesh, the Ark, and all this. Bin Soha Machane, but Achere came then afterwards, Bnei Kahat, after the sons of Aaron would finish all this work, then the sons of the family of Kahat, the Levites, they would come Lesate to carry it. Below Yigo ala Kodesh, they won't touch the holy things or metu because they would die. Elo Maseh Bnei Kat, this is what Bnei Kat did in the Ohel Moed. Okay, here we go, and listen to this. Then Upagudat Elazar ben Aaron HaKohen Samu Me'or HaKatoret HaSamim Mirchat HaTamid V'Shemen HaMishcha Pukudat Kol HaMishchan V'Kol Asher Bo B'Chelav. Good. Okay. Then Elazar HaKohen, he would wrap up the oil and the Katoret and the other things. Now Yud Zayin. Vayedaber Hashem el Moshe ve'el Aaron lemor. Now God said, we haven't gotten to the Holy of Holies yet. God said to Moshe and Aaron to repeat this. Al tachrisu et shevet mishpachat hakati should not be cut off. They shouldn't die, the tribe of Kahat from the Levim. V'zot asu lahem v'chayu. This is what they should do, and they will live. V'gishtam el kodesh kodeshim Aaron ubanav. What should they do? You should Kodesh Kodashim Aaron Banav Ubo V'Samu Otam Ish Ala Avodav Ala Masao. Put each one in their place. V'lo Bo Lirot Kabbalah HaKodesh. They shouldn't come when they look at the holy things and they will die. Let's see what Rashi says. Al Tachritu Al Tigramulem Shamu. Don't cause them to die. Why? Rashi, Chaf, L'tochen nartik lo yavo lir'od. They shouldn't come to look when there was all these holy things are wrapped up. They shouldn't look into the nartik, into the coverings of them, like I explained before. Uparsu alav beged poloni. Like I said, each one they covered it over with garments. The chiso asob michse, and they covered it over. Ubala shalo, that it's all covered. They shouldn't come and look into the things, and if they do, then they are going to die. And it talks later about how it is that the Holy of Holies was also covered over, the ark and etc. And these things were covered when they went into the desert, as we'll talk about more, God willing, next week.